Also, what role did your teachers play in shaping you as the perfectionist that you are today?
Well, let me start by saying how happy I am to be here and thank you so much for the warm welcome. And I want to say hi to all the people watching online as well. It's a real pleasure to be here and to answer your question, my fond memories from, when I was a kid, I loved sports. And I used to play all kinds of sports. So I was really into tennis, cricket, football, field hockey, table tennis, badminton, kite flying, marbles, you name it. So I was really into sports, and I think that was something that really helped shape me the way I am. I think sports played a very big part in my life. Uh, I think sports is something that teaches you to work together with others as a team. It teaches you to focus. It brings out the passion in you for something. Uh, it makes you hardworking. You practice every day on something that you enjoy doing. It teaches you how to deal with success. It teaches you how to deal with failure. Uh, it teaches you how to compete in a healthy way. So sports is something that I believe has really shaped me the way I am. It has played a bigger part in that. Academically, I was a pretty average student. Um, but yes, there were a number of teachers who really had a deep impact on me. But I would say largely it was sports that has, affected me and taught me a lot. So, for example, what I've learned in chemistry, I've probably forgotten by now. But what I've learned in sports, I've not. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for that insight into your childhood. I personally can really relate to it. For the next question, sir, it comes over from GIIS Queenstown, our very own campus right here. But before I get to that question, sir, I would like to state that I believe that there's a superstar in all of us. But what tends to happen more than often is that we struggle to find that superstar quality in us. What advice would you have for my fellow students to help them, find their superstar hidden talents?
Well, that depends what your definition of superstar is and what you want out of that. So if it's something that you want to discover, what is your passion in life? I'm hoping that's what you mean. Then that's a journey. I think you have to. Some people are pretty clear. Like I was pretty clear what I wanted to do at a very young age, but not everyone is that clear, and it takes a bit of time to understand what you enjoy doing. And one of the things you can do is you should try out different things. For example, if there is a desire in you to be a healthcare person, then that is something that you should try. During your holidays or something, you should work at a hospital in town, like part-time. That gives you a very good idea of that world, and then you can be more clear whether that's something you want to do, or if it's business, or it could be anything. So it always helps to try out what you think you would like to do, and that helps you clear your mind. But there's one thing I feel that's very important when you say, bringing out the superstar in all of us, and that is that not everyone on earth can reach the success and fame that we normally attach with the word superstar. Not everyone can achieve that. It's not possible for everyone to achieve that. But all of us can still be superstars in our own lives and in our own worlds. And I think for that, it is how helpful we are to people around us, our friends, our family, people who are close to us. And just by being a good human being, a caring human being, someone who's there to stand by people who you're close to, you can be a superstar in your own way. If you can bring a smile to someone's face, you can be a superstar, if you know what I'm trying to say. So not everyone has the classic, doesn't become the classic definition of superstar as in fame and popularity and all of that. But I think more important than that perhaps is being a good human being. And that's what makes you a superstar.
Thank you so much, sir. Those words were indeed very inspiring. Our next question was from GIS Balestier campus here in Singapore. We all know that you've taken up so many social causes and you've decided to spread awareness about them. And many of those were highlighted in your show, Satyamev Jayate. As, for instance, we saw in that video earlier that you had invited Justice Chandrasekhar Dharmadhikari ji, who is coincidentally our co-founder as well as the former president of the Global Schools Foundation. In that very episode, you discussed with him about the issues of untouchability and the caste system in India. So taking that in mind, we as NII students are also trying our best to help our Indian society. Could you kindly share some more ideas in which we can help in minimizing these issues?
Well, I think that, school is a great place to start because that's where, young minds are formed. And if this just one thought is inculcated in kids that all of us are equal and all of us are equal in our emotions, are equal in what we deserve, I think that's probably the best starting point. Yeah, spread the word of equality and justice for all, and be a caring person. I think often also, here I'd like to add that there's always a spirit of competition that we instill in kids at a very young age. You have to come first in class, you have to come first in the race, you have to be the best piano player in your age group, you have to be the best in whatever you're doing. So that's something that as parents often we push as a thought to kids. So that actually you end up creating a generation of kids who are really competitive and want to get ahead no matter what. Instead, if parents and teachers also can actually underline the fact that it's more important to be a nice human being and be helpful to others. So instead of my father or mother, or instead of me asking my kid when he comes home, hey, what did you score? And today was sports day, how many medals did you win? Instead of me asking him that, if Kiran and I ask him, what did you do? Did you help someone today? Did you, So then the kid will understand that this is much more important to my parents. They never ask me, do I come first in class? Have I come first in the lemon and spoon race? They don't ask me all that. They ask me other stuff. And then the kid will understand that these are things that are important to my parents, teachers, and that will become more important. The child becoming more sensitive is what we'll be paying attention to. And when that happens, you have a whole generation of kids coming up and growing up who are actually trained to be sensitive rather than be competitive. And I think that really can bring a big change in society.
Thank you, sir. That really gave us a new outlook on certain things that we experience in day-to-day life with parents having this view on certain topics. Now we have GIIS Tokyo joining us through WebEx. They would like to ask you another question.
Sure.
Good afternoon. I am Lola Ono from GIIS Tokyo. I am a student of grade 8. My question to Mr. Amir Khan is, if not a movie star, what would you have become? Did you ever consider any other career options?
Well, I didn't get your name. What is her name? Kono. Yeah. Well, hi Kono. I don't think I thought of anything else. When I was in school, I was like, when I was really small, I had no idea what I was going to do. But then as I grew up and I was about 15 or 16 when I realized that films is my passion and this is where I want to be. The creative field is what excites me. So that was pretty early in life, but then I don't think I ever thought of doing something else. It never occurred to me to do something else. That was that one thing that excited me, and nothing else really mattered to me. Yeah. Well, it's not the priority. I just loved it. So that's what I was. I mean, I did love sports a lot. So I think to answer your question, if I was not a film person, then perhaps I would have been in sports somehow. But no, I can't even imagine that. I think this was where I was meant to be. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we would like to share with you that one of our alumni from the GII Singapore campus has prepared and packaged music for Yash Raj Films with Preetham Sir, Shankar Ehsaan Loy, and many other leading musicians.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Keeping that in mind, our next question is from the GIIS Bangalore campus. What career options advice would you like to give to our students here who are seriously evaluating on pursuing careers in the entertainment or the film industry?
Well, I think, you see, when you're in the entertainment field, you're actually in the field of telling stories. That's the world you're in. You're in the world of telling stories. And for that, I think the foundation that you need to create, in my opinion, would be that you should have a very, the better understanding that you have of psychology, philosophy, history, sociology. Did I mention psychology? Yeah, human psychology, anthropology. I'd say. So, when you have a strong mythology is a very important aspect of that. So, when you have a very strong grounding of all of these things and an understanding of, the arts, what are the great musicians, what is the kind of compositions they did, or the great artists. So, you have to get in a lot of inputs of these kind. Understanding human nature, what makes a person tick. So all of these things, sociology, psychology, all of this comes from that, anthropology. So once, if arts and storytelling and entertainment is the business that you want to go to, that's the field that excites you, this is what you have to be really good at. Because this is going to be the platform on which you build your own stories. And I have to say that my formal education ended in the 12th grade, which was junior college in India. I was not very academically inclined, and I guess at that, I don't know how it is now, but at that time there was a lot of emphasis on marks and not really whether I understood what I was being taught. So that really didn't excite me. That entire world was something that I looked upon as a burden. And so my formal education stopped after the 12th. But that's when my real education began, actually. So all the reading that I've done, books on physics, books on biology, anthropology, history, have all happened out of my own interest and my own desire to understand these things. And so that has been my real education, because I think education is very important. For me, it was not through the formal channels, but whether you get it through formal education, whether you decide to train yourself and increase your knowledge yourself. Either way, you're going to, I think, need to have that strong grounding before you can be a good storyteller. So that's what I would recommend, that you get into stuff that really will bring out the best in you when you're ready to tell your story.